So our second to last review of the day is going to be for Flashpoint Paradox. Flashpoint Paradox is the DC animated movie. This came out in 2013. This is direct to video. They do a lot of these. The DC animation does, and they make a lot of really great ones. You know, Long Halloween, The Dark Knight Returns, where Peter Weller voiced Batman. Assault on Arkham was very good. So they do a lot of really great. Justice League Dark I really like quite a bit. So they do a lot of these direct-to-DVD animated features, and one of them was Flashpoint Paradox. And the reason we're doing a review of this is because the Flash movie is out right now. Not doing so hot, the Flash movie, but the premise of the Flash movie is partly based on the Flashpoint Paradox storyline from the comics, which is all about Barry Allen, who goes back in time to save his mother from being murdered. Because he did that basically messes up all of time. Where he goes to an alternate reality where the Justice League was never formed. Bruce Wayne died instead of his parents, so now his father Thomas Wayne is Batman. There's a huge war going on between the Atlanteans and the Amazonians. So Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war with each other, and so yeah, I mean everything is basically just in complete chaos right now. All because Barry just wanted to have more time with his mother. This is that dangerous. So like most of these, it's pretty short. It's relatively, it's only like an hour and 20 something minutes. Like most of these kind of director videos are. And going back and rewatching this, because I've seen it before and I really enjoyed it a lot. I forget how many other kind of heroes were in this. Other kind of people, like you have the Shazam team, the Shazam family who's in this. You got some villains who've kind of now have turned good because of the whole huge war that's kind of going on between the Amazons and Atlanteans. Did you guys see the Flash movie?
I have not yet.
I've not seen it, but I know it.
I've seen enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Farron Walker. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Brandon, for the follow too, by the way. You know, trying to get up there, trying to get to those 300 followers there on Twitch. So yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, so I've seen the Flash movie and I didn't think it was that good. You know, a very, very great outing there. But yeah, I think a lot of that, you question a lot of the decisions they made. But if you want to listen to our full thoughts on that, our review is up on the channel right now. Just type in youtube.com, The Afternoon Tune, just type in the Flash and you're able to see our thoughts on that. But yeah, I didn't think it was that strong of a film. And I thought Ezra Miller, different style that they're going for with Barry Allen. I kind of like that you have somewhat of a hero, like kind of like Newt Scamander from the Fantastic Beasts. That's kind of like on the spectrum, I guess you could say, or you know, has some sort of, you know, kind of maybe something like that, maybe you know, to a degree. So I did kind of appreciate that. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. And then I think he kind of gets balanced out by a younger Barry in the movie, who's even more annoying and more stupid. So it's like, I think it's kind of balances out there that he kind of takes on a mentor role in the movie. But yeah, with Flashpoint Paradox here. So yeah, like I was saying, to go back and revisit this, I'm seeing kind of some of the other heroes that were here. You know, because I had forgot some elements of here. I forgot the Shazam family. I just mostly remember Batman, who's Thomas Wayne, but like Cyborg is also in there, who's voiced by Michael B. Jordan, who's in this. You also have, of course, Kevin Conroy, the late Kevin Conroy, rest in peace to him, who's Batman in this. You have Nathan Fillion, who's Hal Jordan in this, the Green Lantern.
My boy.
Who's also in this. So, yeah, do you guys think that if they had directly adapted the actual storyline Flashpoint Paradox from like into the Flash movie instead of just taking a little bit of elements of it, do you think that it would have probably been better off if they just kind of better directly adapted that story?
Oh, yeah, we're both hesitating. Yeah,
I want to say yes, but I feel like if they did, like, if a Flashpoint movie came out this year and it was like exactly how the comics were, I feel like it would kind of be a little lackluster since we don't like have all these heroes and villains to play with in the DC universe like how they do in like this animated movie. So I feel like I don't know if it'd be better, but
No, I
maybe
agree.
like different.
Yeah. I think, I think because these DC animated movies, they're so free. Like Justice League Unlimited, you just see hundreds and thousands of characters, and as we know, the Hollywood machine is like, oh, you can't use that character. Why you got to use it like that? Like scripts and all that. But I mean, when I was watching it, I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, wouldn't it be cool to see Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa have a war and fight? That would be radical. And then it'd be like, that would never happen. Like, if this came out, like, if the DC universe worked and they had like 6 or 7 other movies, like Batman had his trilogy, Superman had his trilogy, they should have saved this for like their Civil War Endgame moment, if it were to happen. But I think, I was worried. I wanted them to do that with the Flash movie that's out in theaters, but everybody's got their own vision of the story. So, as that's what most of my watching was like. Like, just imagine the people in Hollywood actually read comics and watched movies and watched cartoons. But Warner Brothers, DC, you go in with a broken heart when it comes to those franchises.
Yeah. Farron Walker asked, were they basing anything off of the comics? So the Flash movie is somewhat based off of the Flashpoint paradox that happened. Barry goes back, like I said, and then saves his mother, causes another reality. And then the things that they changed in the Flash movie was that instead of in the comic, in this DC animated movie, it's, Thomas Wayne, but in the Flash movie that's out right now, it's Bruce Wayne, and they got Michael Keaton back to play Batman again. And then also instead of Supergirl in this movie, it's Superman. That's who is the one that they say never made it to Kansas. And in the Flash movie, I'm not like in the comic book movies, I'm not like, well, it's not based off the comics. It's got to be like the comics. But there are a lot of elements that they could have, because you said they don't have all the heroes, but they do have Shazam. They could have had Shazam in it. They do have Wonder Woman. They got an Aquaman. They have a Cyborg.
Even though Suicide Squad characters, maybe they could have
you have
turned into heroes.
The Suicide Squad characters could have been in it. So they have a roster of people that they could put in here that could have been there and done it. And Justice Society.
Yeah, you're right.
So you could have done that. But they kind of mostly stuck to doing their kind of own thing, which is fine. They want to do their own vision with the kind of the story there, with the Flashpoint Paradox stuff. But with this animated movie, I'm kind of going to go around here and get you guys' thoughts on it. Jamarco, what are some of your thoughts on Flashpoint Paradox? And is it one of your favorite DC animated films?
This ranks really high up there for me. I had a really fun time rewatching this. Just mainly because I've been who hasn't been a DC fan their entire life? And I think this is one of the first ones I had on DVD. Like, I had a big old stack of these DC animated films, and this is the one I rewatched like the most. And I just love how violent it is, how heartfelt it is, how, just it feels like it's a fun, just solid action comic book film. Just, you just get to see your favorite heroes and villains get demolished, but with a beautiful story in between that, fixing the past and correcting mistakes, and because I think it's the thing that's so why the multiverse is so hot right now is because we're always thinking like, oh, what if I did this? What if I went back in time and I didn't say this, or I didn't, that's a very human thing we all deal with, and this shows like, okay, you can't have everything you wish for. So I think you throw in the uber violence with the universal feeling of I want to change things. I think that's why this Flashpoint movie holds up, especially.
Yeah. What if you didn't fumble that baddie in the 8th grade?
Exactly. What if you didn't miss that you up text?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Brandon, what's some of your thoughts on?
Yes. No. This is definitely up there with one of my favorite DC animated movies. Like, As much as I love like the Dark Knight Returns and Long Halloween and like the solo movies, stuff like that, I always love when they do like the team movies, like the Justice League, Doom, and Crisis on Two Earths is like some of my favorites. So I love this one, and especially like the Flash. Like he's always been one of my favorite DC characters. So for him to get like a spotlight in a movie like this, especially with like, you know, it's his event basically, I really enjoy it. And just like the opening, like that flashback sequence is like already like heartbreaking, and then like what everything Barry does like afterwards, like you see that like him carrying that death with him. So yeah, I really love this movie. I love the animation. The voice acting is great. Like some of my favorite parts is just seeing like the alternate versions of things, like Captain Cold being now Citizen Cold and being a hero. Like you said, the Shazam kids are like now just like they only form like one Shazam,
one sentient being.
Yeah, exactly. And stuff like Wonder Woman being like ruthless as hell. I love like seeing that, and I feel like DC might like have Marvel beat when it comes to like alternate versions of characters, because I love their Elseworld stories more than like what Marvel does with like What If. So like seeing this like different universe is amazing, and I loved Reverse Flash as a villain. He's like the most hateful, most like petty, like arch enemy of probably of any like DC character.
It was me, Barry.
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
There is now. You killed him. Not necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. So like seeing him in this is great. I love the cold open, like with the Rogues, the Flash Rogues, and the Justice League. Get to see them work together before like the universe is altered. So yeah, it's super fun time, and heartbreaking and violent. So yeah, it's good. One of my favorites for sure.
Yeah. You mentioned Justin Chambers is one that voices Barry Allen in this. His voice performance sometimes is, you know, when you get actors who do, you know, who step into voice roles, sometimes it can be kind of hit or miss because you know they're not professionally trained voice actors. Like we saw that like with What If, you know, like some actors coming on and do it. Here I think it's, you know, even though he does carry, you feel like he does carry that pain with him of losing his mother, trying to do the right thing, you know, like, you know, he protects all these other people, but he can't protect, you know, the people, sometimes the people that matter the most to him or his loved ones. That's always like the superhero dilemma, the superhero, you know, big superhero issue there. I think sometimes it comes off as a little kind of generic super guy, you know what I mean, hero, good guy type thing sometimes, a little there. But I think you mentioned Reverse Flash, who's the villain in this, who's voiced by C. Thomas Howell, Soul Man himself.
Pony Boy.
Yeah.
I think it's almost, his voice is unrecognizable almost here.
Yeah, he was great.
Professor Zoom, Reverse Flash. I think it's, because he's has a much deeper voice here than what I normally hear from him. And I mean, he's very threatening coming off here as a Reverse Flash. And they do a cool thing with him at the, I mean, of course, you know, because nobody ever dies in comic books, but you see him later on when he pops up in another animated thing where he like, because he can run so fast, like the bullet that came into his brain, like he has to go through time. So I thought that was kind of pretty cool what they do with him there, and like some other animated stuff. And then Farron Walker mentioned how do you guys think that the TV show What If from Disney launched this new era? What could be? So I guess like this multiverse stuff. I don't know. I mean, the multiverse stuff, like Jamarco mentioned, has been pretty hot for a minute now. Like with Across the Spider-Verse and the Flash,
everything everywhere.
Yeah, everything everywhere all at once. Doctor Strange, the multiverse thing. I guess
No Way Home.
No Way Home. That's the stock of multiverse shit is rising. That's the new shit now, I guess.
Prices went up.
You know, so I don't know what to attribute it as. Hey, let's go in there. Magic City Morals there. How's it going there? Yeah, good for you to stop by. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Like, I don't want to go too quick off into a tangent. What do you think is the purpose of the rise of like a lot of this multiverse stuff?
Well, there's a few reasons. Number one is nostalgia, especially in cases like, you know, people love Easter eggs and, you know, things that remind them of other things. That's why No Way Home was a smash, because although everybody knew or didn't know that Andrew and Toby were going to be in there, when they popped up, you know, of course it was bound to happen. It's just people love to reminisce on the past and have alternate realities and think of characters in different perspectives. I think that's why Spider-Verse is so successful, because, you know, arguably you can make the point that Miles is now the Spider-Man for our generation. So it gives like new perspective on new characters or old characters. And, you know, it you know, nostalgia and money.
Brandon,
yeah, no, I would definitely agree. Like, I think maybe like the number one driving factor has to be like, at least like from a fan point of view, is like, oh, let's see an alternate character, or let's see like this actor played this character while this actor is also playing this character. Like that fun stuff. Or even like the same actor, like you got Benedict Cumberbatch in Multiverse playing 2 different versions, or I guess 3 technically. Same with the Flash. You got Ezra Miller playing different versions. So like I think that's kind of like a hot ticket for it as well. The multiverse, I don't know. I think it's been hot like in the comics, but like it's just now being like kind of really blown out of proportion now that you got like Hollywood budgets like getting thrown at it. Like we're able to get like I said, Toby and Andrew back. We're able to get freaking Patrick Stewart back to be Professor X for a little bit. Like it's stuff like that.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah. You want to see your toys play together.
Exactly.
And is it dangerous and could get stale really fast? Most likely. But I think when it's done right, like Spider-Verse and Everything Everywhere, like when the multiverse is actually used for the story and not just like for like a, hey, look at this. I think it's,
hey, you remember this old movie?
Yeah. When you take out the remember this factor and just like kind of focus on like what multiverse means for the story, I think that's when it can be like super good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what separates something like Across the Spider-Verse from the Flash in terms of multiverse storytelling, of like, you know, where my co-host Dust, when we reviewed it, mentioned how, you know, something like Across the Spider-Verse, you know, the Easter eggs, all that stuff like that is kind of just a cherry on top of already a great, you know, all the other great elements on here. That's just the icing. Sure. But for some movies, a lot of the references and things like that, that's the bones of the movie. That's what they're relying on. It's just like the references and everything. And Jamarco's point, yeah, I mean, I think it's just it's a way for studios to go like, wait, we can cash in on all this nostalgia because we can have Michael Keaton come back as Batman, and people love Michael Keaton. It's like, when people want to see him play Batman again, that's awesome. Or you can bring back this actor and have them come back and play this iconic role that they did. And, you know, so yeah, I mean, it's a way for them to do that. And then they even did like it on TV, because it was the CW. They did Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That was the Arrowverse.
Yeah, they did that. They did that on TV. And, you know, there were some moments I clapped at, you know, like I liked seeing Brendan Routh. He was all-star Superman. He was the Alex
Tom Welling.
Yeah, Tom Welling. He was back. So, you know, so yeah, it was sometimes it's those moments. And then even in Spider-Man No Way Home, seeing both the other Spider-Man. I mean, that was Tobey Maguire, even though it was already, I mean, that was the worst kept secret in the world.
Oh my God.
For real.
People are trying to tell me, they're like, oh my God, you never guess what's gonna happen. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna guess what's gonna happen.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the clip. Thank you.
You know, but yeah, I mean, so it's a way for kind of studios to do that. It's like we can kind of cash in all this nostalgia. But back to Flashpoint Paradox here. Do you guys feel like this movie, because sometimes a lot of these DC animated stuff, I feel like it's like you already have to be entrenched in a lot of the knowledge of DC, a lot of the characters, everything like that, because it moves kind of at a fast pace with kind of a lot of stuff. Do you guys think this is, like, if you're not too familiar with a lot of the DC lore, do you think this is an accessible movie?
Yeah, I would say so, because I think most people nowadays have a common knowledge of who the Justice League is.
and this movie does a very good job of kind of just establishing the characters. Like, you meet the Flash in the beginning, but then the Justice League comes in and saves the day. So when the switch happens, you're kind of like, oh, I know Aquaman. He doesn't usually act like this. I know Wonder Woman. She's usually a lot nicer than this. And a lot of the changes are very, what's the word I want to say? Well, not in your face, but they're very obvious. Like, wait, Batman doesn't shoot people in the face. Who is this guy? Like, it walks a fine balance of, you know, introducing you to characters you already know, because these are some of the most popular pop culture characters in the universe, and then turning it on its axis a little bit to make you go, oh, okay. So I think if you're a novice DC fan, you should be fine.
Yeah. Do you agree, Jamarco?
You know, I think this is accessible in a way where it's like, if you don't know like these characters or like the storylines, it makes you want to know them. So like maybe you'll go back and watch like the Justice League cartoon, or maybe you watch another DC animated movie where the team is like, you know, not in an alternate reality, or, you know, the promising thing is like pick up a comic book, you know. Like actually
it's sad we have to say that.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, maybe it can do stuff like that for like people, and I think that's like maybe a strong point for like these kind of alternate reality stories. It makes you want to read like, oh, what's the reality like more like this? Like, what I want to know more about this Thomas Wayne Batman. I want to know more about the regular Justice League and Flash's like origin story and stuff like that. So I think like it's like you may have like a little trouble like with some things, like who the hell is Grifter, or like who the hell is Etrigan the Demon? But it's
Why is
fun
he
stuff like, yeah, right. It's fun stuff like that makes you probably want to go like do some research, check it out. So I think it's a kind of accessible.
Yeah, I've heard from people. I haven't read the Flashpoint Paradox comic, but I heard from some people that it's really not that good, the Flashpoint Paradox comic.
Oh yeah, it's they used it to, you know, reset like the universe, so they wanted to start the new 52 after that.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's really, I don't know. The movie is a lot better than the comic, I will say that. But yeah, the Flashpoint it's not the best comic series. It's not your best introduction for the Flash, especially now, like, because they always kind of like say like, oh, you want to read the Flash? Read Flashpoint. No, don't start there. Read another Flash comic book, but not that. It's the thing DC does all the time where they blow up their universe. So like it gets kind of tiring in the comics, but like when you have like in a movie like this, it seems a little more fresh.
Okay. Yeah. I would say, you know, I have heard from a lot of people that this is definitely better than the comic, the Flashpoint Paradox, and hopefully, you know, if people were to watch this, you know, maybe if they heard about it from the Flash movie, maybe it'd get people interested in checking out some more Flash stuff, that, you know, they watch this. And you know, you do have iconic, you know, characters in here, as Jamarco mentioned. People already know Batman, people already know Wonder Woman, people already know Aquaman, people already know. So already there, you know, you're somewhat invested in it already. And this story picks up pretty quickly because, like I said, it's only an hour and 20 something this movie is. And right away, within the first 10, 20 minutes of the movie, he's already run back in the past and already changed things.
Yeah.
So it's already,
you know, I looked at my screen, I was like, oh shit, already?
Yeah.
So he does it pretty fast. You know, no pun intended here. How he kind of does things here. And goes back, but I kind of like that. I kind of liked, you know, this kind of alternate timeline here. You know, basically the Thomas Wayne Batman here is basically all the live action Batmans we've pretty much got, when he just murders the hell out of people.
He's been
I mean, oh man. And I know people were kind of throwing this around, but it would have been. I think that what's that actor's name?
My boy, we're talking Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
He would have been a cool Thomas Wayne if they went that route.
Hell yeah.
That was the plan. That was the plan.
But it would have been cool. I
don't want to get sad.
I think he would have fit that really well if you did like a live action version of that. I think he would have fit that
for
really
sure.
well.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
And seeing all kind of these other different supporting, like I said, seeing Wonder Woman in a different way we've seen her before was also very good. Voiced by Vanessa Marshall. Like I said, hardcore, cut off Aquaman's wife's head. Cut off her head. Murdered kids in this.
Straight up Shake Shazam. I was like, holy shit.
Shazam can catch a break like in everything he does.
Damn. I was like, Diana, chill, girl. It's all good.
Cut off Aquaman's. Oh no, she didn't do that. Superman did that. I was gonna say, she
lasered his arm off.
Killed him at the end. So I mean, so you're seeing kind of this dystopian type world, and with kind of these different characters. I think that works really well. The voice performances here, I think, are very good, even if you have some ones that are weaker than some other ones. But seeing seeing these variety of all the, like you said, Intricate the Demon, who's like a D-list, C-list kind of character. You really gotta you really know DC stuff to know Intricate the Demon in there. Who's voiced by D. Bradley Baker. Who's
legend.
Big time. Big time voice.
One of the goats.
Any animated show you can name, he's probably been in it. Bradley Baker before. Also, I would say it's mostly from the people with voice performance that are a little bit weaker, from the people who are mostly just actors and not really professional voice actors. Like Michael B. Jordan is Cyborg. It's okay. I mean, it's not much inflection there or personality there as Cyborg. What do you guys think on that of the voice performances here?
Well, at least he didn't say booyah. No, I mean, there's good, like, I think Kevin Michael Richardson, I think he voiced the president. Also, he does. The late, great Kevin Conroy. His Batman is always a joy. I love the voice acting. I know they've got a little bit more higher profile now. I think what's another supernatural boy? Jensen Ackles. He's the new Batman go-to. Same with Darren Criss with Superman. But I thought this cast was really, really fun, and it's always fun to go through, especially when you're a nerd. See voice actors, names you recognize, like Gray Delisle Griffin. I think she voiced Barry's
Lois,
mom.
Right?
No, she was Barry's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she voiced like 2 or 3 characters in this. But like you see stuff like that as a nerd, just like, oh yay! So that's the best thing about these DC animated movies and shows. You go through the IMDb, you're gonna see a lot of familiar faces. Like Nathan Fillion has been Green Lantern for a minute, so I think a lot of the there's a little fun fact. A lot of the Firefly cast, they have like multiple DC animated roles. So when you go through IMDb, you're gonna see like, why is all the Firefly people here? But it's a welcome invitation.
Brian?
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the voice acting. I think C. Thomas Howell is like the MVP for sure as Reverse Flash. He's so menacing. He's like evil from like the get-go. Like when he like puts like the bombs on all the rogues like belts. This was my plan.
I just changed.
I love that. Exactly. Kevin McKidd. I didn't know he was like the voice of Thomas Wayne, but he's pretty great. Like I didn't recognize his voice. Like usually he's in like not stuff like this. I feel like he doesn't do voice acting a lot. But
and where do we know Kevin McKidd from?
He's, his face.
He was in Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
He was in Rome.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was Poseidon in Percy Jackson.
There you go.
Right.
That's the face.
I see the face. Got you.
But like even like the smaller roles, like I love Ron Perlman voicing Deathstroke, like for like a little bit. So like stuff like that is like really fun. And like Marco said, like I love like looking down the IMDb and just seeing like, oh, this person was this person, or this person was this person.
Oh, Aquaman. I'm sorry to cut you off. Aquaman was our boy, Carrie Elwes.
Carrie Elwes, yeah.
He's great as well. But yeah, no, this movie's like just as much as it's fun to like see alternate versions of like these characters, it's fun to see who's voicing them and like what they do with them. And like part of me wishes like we got, I mean, like I know it's like a short movie, but like got a little bit more time to spend in like the regular world with like the Justice League, because Nathan Fillion is great as Green Lantern, and of course Kevin Conroy's Batman is like the only Batman.
That's Batman.
Like, yeah. But it's fun. I love the voice acting. Michael B. Jordan, but everybody else
is still early in his career. I'm this is right after Chronicle. He needed to pay some bills.
Yeah.
You mentioned how you wish that the movie early on I wish they did that too, like kind of set up things better, establishing Barry a little bit better early on. Cause like I say, it rushes kind of into, him kind of going back in time and changing things. Just to but good opening sequence though of him with the Justice League working as a team together, which they kind of do in the Flash. I mean, they do that too. Of like, there's a scene where he gets called in. Justice League, they need his help. He gets called in by Batman to do things, and then I don't know if you've seen this online, but the baby rain scene. I don't know if you guys have seen that on.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was fucking weird looking, but. But yeah, so it's kind of similar that you do have the Justice League kind of coming in, which I like. Feels like a team working together, because sometimes in like the Marvel movies, when each character does their own separate movie, it's like sometimes it's like when they have like a big event like Winter Soldier where Captain America's on the run, it's like, man, who am I going to call? Who am I going to trust? Like, oh, I don't know, bro. Didn't you just work with a whole team before?
What's
like,
Tony up to?
Yeah, like Tony, Hulk, there's nobody you can call, bro. Like, what are you talking about? But
Tony, I need to stay at your house for a few weeks. Need to lay low.
Yeah, you want to trust this random black guy that you passed, you know what I mean, jogging?
He's trustworthy. You want to be an Avenger?
Why not?
Sure, yeah, why not? Hey, thank you, Javon. Good, thank you for the subscription, man. Subscribe for 8 months in a row. Thank you very much, much appreciated there. But yeah, so I kind of do like that they kind of all come in and they help them there, both in both films there. I think that shows the team there and how much of a connected universe it is at times.
Yeah.
So which is very nice. Animation. A lot of these direct-to-video DC anime movies always has really solid, great animation around. Really well done. The action is really well done in this as well with Flashpoint Paradox. Loved, like I said, the villain of Reverse Flash, who's in this really good, really great ending of this too. He just beats the shit out of Barry.
Oh my god!
And just taunts Barry. Is always really great. And I know people have made memes about that, like when he was going, it was Barry. You know what I mean?
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, which I always like the one where he was like, it was me, Barry. I'm the one who jacked you off at super speed.
That's the classic. That's the money right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Man, I
gotta send that to me earlier.
Oh man, I gotta play that one. I gotta probably insert that one on a clip there.
Please do.
Because that's always like a legendary one there. Yeah, so yeah, I really love this anime. It's one of my favorite ones of the DC directed animated films. Is this one, Flashpoint Paradox? I'd probably give it a strong tune in. If you are a fan of the DC stuff already, or you just want to get into more of the DC animated stuff, DC comics, DC characters, I think this is a great introduction to that. Definitely better than the Flash movie. I think you have a much better time watching this than you would probably watching the Flash movie there. So yeah, tune in for me. Jamarco, final thoughts and rating.
Thank you. Yes, tune in is higher than stream it, right?
Yeah, tune in is higher than stream it.
Yeah, everybody tune in. Now listen, I didn't go see the Flash because I knew it wasn't going to be good, but I tried to tell you guys, but you didn't listen. But that's neither here nor there. Like everybody said, the animation is great. That voice acting is fun. The violence is super violent. Probably don't bring the kids to this one. But if you're like me, you need a break from the Snyderverse and just all the crazy shit's going on in Warner Brothers and DC. If you're worried about what James Gunn is going to do, if you just need to get away, you need to get some good DC in your life, stream this. I think all the DC animated movies are on Max. Go through those. Go through the Batman show, Justice League, and whatever you do, please don't watch the Killing Joke movie.
Yeah. You skip that one.
Just skip that one. Tune into this. If you need a reminder of what the Flash is and how one of his most popular stories should be told.
Yeah.
Nice. Brandon.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely giving this one a strong tune in as well. Yeah, just rewatching it, like I hadn't seen it in like forever, but like it reminded me, like, yeah, I love this movie in the Flash. He has like probably one of the most underrated like rogues gallery. And so like I like seeing them in there. I like seeing the alternate versions. Like all of DC's animated movies like this make me wish Marvel like did like their animated events. Like I want to see a Secret Wars animated movie. I know they're doing like the big stuff, but I would love if Marvel did like animated movies in the same vein as DC does with their like big events.
Do House of M.
Yeah, right? That'd be so easy. But yeah, strong tune in for sure. If you love the DC characters, the Flash, multiverse stories, or anything like that, you're gonna enjoy this. I honestly think this might be my favorite. I mean, I just like the DC animated movies when they're like a team, like any of the Justice League ones, like I mentioned previously, like Doom or Crisis on Two Earths. Like all those are great and like show like a great depiction of like the team working together, like Josh was saying. So yeah, definitely tune into this and have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was Flashpoint Paradox.